Hi, I am Lubna Imran and I welcome you all from the platform of the City School University Road campus. I'll be teaching you O-level syllabus of English language. The syllabus code is 1123. We will start off with one very crucial problem which is faced by our students when they are taking any written exam using English language as a medium of their answers. You must have got it by now. I'm talking about paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is not only very important in only directed writing tasks or summary writing, but it is a must-have skill to ace all your exams, let's say history, geography, Islamiyat, where you are supposed to recall the information and put it down in your own words. So, my dear students, the words which you see in this word cloud are all related to paraphrasing. When you are paraphrasing, you are employing multiple techniques. You have to use the synonyms, you have to be objective, you have to change the sentence structures, using connective, being factual, being objective. All that comes in paraphrasing. Of course, when you are paraphrasing, you will not be using the opinionated language. That is, you will not be expressing your own ideas because this will interfere with the meaning of the original source. So you have to be very, very careful because this is witnessed in many of the students' script that when they are paraphrasing, they in ambition waffle off from the main ideas of the original source and they tend to put in their own ideas which somehow mar the overall meaning of the answer. Moving on, that you see as a caption on your screen is an acronym that you will always keep in front of your mind whenever you write. And it is DREP, DREP. Drafting is when you are jotting down the responses on a paper and systematically arranging your ideas. Once you have drafted, you will revise it to see if your script needs any further refinement. And if you see some mistakes or you come up with better ideas, you will follow the next step, that is editing. After the editing, we come to finally publishing, that is to when you give your work to your teacher to correct. So follow this acronym and you will find yourself doing better with every attempt until you get perfection. Now let us explore the techniques to paraphrase. Number one, change a word from one part of speech to another. Let's say that in the original source, the word is a noun. You can give it a form of adjective. You can change the verb into adverb. You can change the adjective into adverb. So you can be experimenting with this. You should be having a good command on parts of speech and the conjugations of the verb. Then number two is to use the synonyms. Now synonyms mean what? Synonyms are the similar meaning words, but you have to keep in mind that they are similar meaning words, not the exact replacement of the word. So when you are using the synonym, be very, very careful that you are actually not changing the meaning, changing the whole idea of the original source. I'll give you an example like if it is the word stroll appearing on the text, and if you look up in the dictionary you will be finding many synonyms of it, and let's say to give you some example, saunter, amble, trudge, ramble, they are all the synonyms of the word stroll. But of course you will not be using the word trudge as its synonym, because stroll means to walk in a leisurely way. When you are in a pleasant mood, you are walking, actually you are strolling. And trudge means to walk with difficulty. So when you are using the dictionary or thesaurus, okay, make very careful usage of it and use the synonym that actually fits the context. Then change numbers and percentages to a different form. We will be delving it into deeper in the coming slides. Number four, change word order. Change from active to passive voice and move modifiers to different positions. Number five, use a different structure. Different structure means different sentence structures. There are four famous and they are simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. Use different connecting words. Again, For the connecting words also, you will be finding many synonyms. Let's say if the connecting word is and in the paraphrase, of course, you will not be using and, you will have to use another connecting word as a replacement of it. So you can go for moreover, furthermore, in addition to. There are many. Then do not change the key terms or proper nouns. This is very important, way too important, because there are some key terms and the proper nouns which cannot be changed, and if you change them, they will change the meaning of the original source to 360. The meaning will be completely changed if you are changing the key terms. I will give you an example of the medical disease, that is medical term, sorry, that is memory loss. Of course, you will not be replacing it with the word dementia or Alzheimer, because these diseases have different definitions. So you will leave the memory loss as it is and you will use as it is in your paraphrase. So let's start with our very first technique, and that is to change a word from one part of speech to another. In the given sentences, you will see that some words are highlighted in red and some are in yellow. You will see that in paraphrase, the word restrictions is used as restricting. And here, restricting is participle. In the original version, restrictions is a noun. Then you will see imposed. In the original version, it is used as a verb, and in the paraphrased version, it is used as a noun. Very important thing, when you are using this technique, you will have to use some more words to get the sentence accurate. So until and unless it is conveying the meaning effectively, you can experiment with this technique. With this, we come to technique number 2, that is using synonyms. The words highlighted in same colors are synonymous to each other. The original source says, the energizing recipes of beverages to beat the summer heat mostly have lemon, mint, and honey as the main ingredients. And the paraphrase version of it is, the most used ingredients in nearly all the refreshing drinks to keep the balmy weather at bay are mint, lemon, and honey. You will see that energizing is a synonym of refreshing, beverages is a synonym of drinks, to beat is the synonymous phrase of at bay, summer heat is the synonymous phrase of balmy weather. Next on the list of the techniques is changing numbers and percentages to different form. This technique is a bit tricky. For changing the numbers in percentages, you will flip the numbers. Given in the original source is 13% of the US population, and after flipping it, it becomes less than 15%. In the former sentence, it is written 46% of the meningitis cases, and the reverse is almost half of the people. A word of caution, while you're doing so, you have to be very skillful. If you give attention to the detail that how the words are used, you will find the use of comparative, that is more than, and the use of adverb, that is showing probability. Given in this slide, we are coming across the technique of changing the active sentences into passive voice and moving the modifiers to different positions. So let's recall that what is active and passive voice. The active voice asserts that the person or thing represented by the grammatical subject performs an action represented by the verb. The passive voice makes the subject, the person or thing acted on or affected by the action represented by the verb. Now you will see in these examples, the first sentence, that is the original source, is containing a sentence that is written in active voice, where the subject is the malaria and the object is 1 million people. And here in the paraphrase version of it, you will see that the position of subject and object is inversed. Okay, and then now you get the sentence that more than 1 million people are killed by malaria. Mastering active and passive voice is very important because you use passive voice in your report writings. You use passive voice when you are trying to be objective. Let's say when you are writing a summary, you will be needing a good mastery over the passive structures. So you are presenting your point by being objective and there is no subjectivity in your response. Next on the list is use different sentence structures. I told you in the beginning that we have 4 sentence structures and they are simple, compound, complex and compound complex. If you compare the original version with the paraphrase version of these sentences, you will see I have left the first sentence in the same structure because it was not possible to change it, and if I force any change into it trying to make it compound or complex, so it will make it awkward. Never make your writing awkward. If there is no feasibility to change it, just leave it there, do some rephrasing and leave it as a simple sentence. Then coming across to the next sentence, that is the disease is usually characterized by a rash followed by flu-like symptoms, including fever, joint pain, and headache. You will see here that in the following sentence of the paraphrase version, I have made some changes. You can see the presence of coordinating conjunction in the second clause and the presence of adverb clause, which is turning this sentence into a compound complex sentence. So the crux of this entire slide is that do the changing where is required. At no point leave your sentence as inaccurate, as faulty, as awkward. Change the sentence structure and use different connecting words. Now in the given example below, you will see that not only these 2 techniques are used, but several other techniques are used. If you go through the sentences properly, you will notice. So first you will see that these 2 versions are conveying exactly the same idea. The shifted sentences are coded using same color. You will see the original source is a compound complex sentence. However, the paraphrase version has the ideas first splitted and then synthesized back into 3 simple sentences. Now when I did so, I had to change the connecting words also because now I have joined the contrasting ideas. So I have to use however. In the first source you will see although is being used because the idea that is followed by although is making a concession, and here the idea is contrasting to the first idea, that is why however is used. Last but not the least, there is no need to change the key terms or proper nouns as it may change overall meaning. As in the example, the original sentence says receptionist, which is substituted with concierge. The similarity between 2 words is that they both mean the person at the front desk. However, concierge is specifically the person at the front desk of hotel or restaurant, so rephrased version has failed to mirror the actual context. The another mistake spotted here is substituting memory loss with dementia. Now there are various diseases linked with memory loss, and nowhere in the original sentence it is written the kind of memory loss the person is suffering with. So the right thing is to leave the key terms and the proper nouns there. Now here we are actually employing all the techniques which we have learned so far. So first begin with technique 1 and 2. I have employed these 2 techniques in this original version and this paraphrase version. Plagiarism has spiked at an alarming rate, resulting in intellectual property theft, violation of copyrights, and stalling cognitive skills. You will see here that I have changed plagiarism into plagiarizing. Okay, now this is, you must be knowing, a gerund. Has spiked at a disturbing rate, alarming rate, synonymous, disturbing rate, which has resulted in robbing the ideas. Intellectual property theft is replaced with the synonymous phrase robbing the ideas. Violation of copyrights infringement of copyrights. Now, why I have not changed the copyrights? You must know that we will not be changing the keywords. And stalling the cognitive skills. Cognitive skills, cognitive is replaced with cognizance, and stalling is replaced with slowing down. So just by using technique 1 and 2, I have successfully rephrased the original source. Okay, now here there is word example using technique 3 and 4. However, you may find technique 1 and 2 also somewhere. So the first version goes like this. The reasons of it are the availability of unhindered access to information with no restriction by the websites to deactivate the copy option, and most importantly, a lagging in following scholarly practices. Here I have made you available the two paraphrased versions of it. And now please dig out that which techniques I am following. Information is available without any hindrance, plus the copy option by the website is not deactivated, and above all, not following the sound academic are some of the reasons. Now you see over here, let's examine. The word availability is changed into available. The word unhindered is changed into without any hindrance. Access to information is given here. Information is available without any hindrance. The whole phrase is rephrased. Plus the copy option by the websites is not deactivated. Okay, here in the sentence you will see that to deactivate is an infinitive, and here I have used the participle form. And above all not following the sound academic or some of the reasons. So not following the scholarly practice is rephrased by not following the sound academic are some of the reasons. The next paraphrase version is easy way into data. It means an easy access to the data. This is the idea over here, where the websites have taken no measures to stop the plagiarism. Again, the idea that there is no restriction by the websites is reproduced here. And above all, sound academic practices are not followed. Okay, so the same idea that most importantly are lagging in following scholarly practices. You will see that most importantly is having a synonymous phrase over here, and above all, and lagging in following scholarly practices is rephrased with sound. Above all, sound academic practices are not followed. So actually I have used the negative over here, and my both of the sentences are properly rephrased using technique 3 and 4. Now coming to word example, technique 5. Technique 5 was regarding changing the numbers and percentages, right? A dependable statistics provider, ICI, concerning the infringement of copyright, surveyed throughout 24 colleges in the US. Their statistics show that 95% students cheated on homeworks or exams at least once in a college years. Now, main target is what? To change the numbers into some other thing, so they are not same as the original version has. So now we go like this. Statistics shown by a reliable measurable insight supplier, hi-fi adjectives are used here, ICAI, concerning the encroachment of copyright, studied almost 30 colleges, sorry. So you see over here 24 colleges, you round up 24, okay, it will be almost 30. So I have flipped the number, and then within the US showed that nearly 100% of pupils cheated on home assignments. So here we had the figure their statistics show that 95% students cheated. So 95%, just round it up, it will be almost 100%, right? So you are writing nearly 100% pupils cheated. Do not forget to write nearly and almost, where you are rounding up the percentages to tens or to hundreds, right? And there you will see that we have successfully changed the words and numbers into another form. And yes, there is one thing also, that if the number is given in the percentage form, you can also come up with a fraction in a word form. If you remember, I have explained you in the previous techniques. Now here, techniques 5, 6, and 7. Plagiarism is a bane to the future of our learners. Only the individual measures by teachers are not suffice. Therefore, it calls for collective efforts, including the cyber sector, to imbue the values of academic integrity and journalistic ethics among the internet users. So now what you see here, that a lot of rephrasing is done, a lot of techniques are done, but you have to spot where I have used technique 5, technique 6, and technique 7. I had to leave some keywords and proper nouns there and then, because I do not want to mar the correctness of the sentence, correctness of the overall paragraph, of the context, so I have left them then and there. So plagiarism is a bane to the future of our learners. Our learners are menacing their future by using the crutch of plagiarism. Same idea is followed. Only the individual measures by teachers are not suffice. The measures by instructors are not panacea to end it. Okay, here the idea is what, that individual efforts by the teachers, they are not enough to put a stop to plagiarism. That is why the collective efforts should be used. That is not a panacea to end it, means that is not the the solution to it, right? Then therefore is replaced with subsequently. It calls for collective efforts, including the cyber sector. It calls for collective endeavors, including the cyber sector, counting on the cyber division to imbue the values of academic integrity, on the cyber division to saturate the values of scholastic astuteness, a very heavy vocabulary I have used over here, and journalistic ethics among the internet users, and journalistic morals among the netizens. So you see over here that when I came up with, you must have noticed that the three last slides are based on plagiarism, and actually I was creating a paragraph and I was creating the rephrase version of the paragraph. So now explore it. All the original version sentences are coming together. This is the original source. You will see it as a complete paragraph, and then this is a paraphrase version. Now, how would you see that you have done correct paraphrasing? You will be putting the original version in front of the paraphrase version and see that if the ideas are produced correctly, if there is no repetition of the words from the original source, but the idea is very clearly communicated, right? If you have done so, if you have used all your own words, if you have not forcefully inserted your own opinion, you have produced a faithful paraphrasing of the original source, then you are good to go. Thank you for bearing with me for today. Uh, Hopefully we will see each other next time. Thank you.